What if the greatest empire in history was built not by waiting for the perfect plan, but by a single imperfect gamble across a river? Imagine you're a founder staring at your half-ready product, paralyzed by the fear of launching too soon. Much like Julius Caesar at the Rubicon, facing enemies who thrived on delay. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to spot procrastination hiding as perfectionism and cross your own Rubicon to launch decisively, aiming for success over flawless execution. Aspiring founders often trap themselves in endless tweaks to their pitch decks or prototypes, fearing rejection, while seasoned CEOs delay scaling because one more feature feels safer, both masking a deeper fear of real-world feedback and failure. This perfectionism, disguised as quality control, leads to vivid frustrations, missed market windows, burned cash on revisions, and the sinking realization that competitors are iterating in the wild while you're still planning. Studies show over 42% of startup failures stem from not validating ideas quickly enough, turning potential wins into forgotten ideas. The consequences amplify into total stagnation. Dreams die on the drawing board, teams burn out from futile refinements, and opportunities evaporate as the discomfort of inaction compounds into regret, leaving founders wondering, what if, instead of celebrating breakthroughs? This cycle of delay isn't just inefficient, it's a silent killer of innovation, where the quest for the ideal blueprint keeps you from ever building anything real. Founders who wait too long watch as markets shift, leaving their polished ideas obsolete. In the fevered depths of a Roman winter, January 49th BC, the fate of the Republic lingered in the balance. The world knew Julius Caesar as a brilliant commander, but that night, as he stood at the bank of the Rubicon River, he was just a man forced to weigh everything he had against an uncertain future. A future menaced not only by the spears of his enemies, but also by the ghostly shackles of perfectionism and hesitance that had ground even the greatest Roman ambitions to dust. The Rubicon was a small, nondescript Italian river, its waters icy and shallow. But for Rome, it was a line grated deep into the skin of law. Any general who dared cross it with an army would be pronounced an enemy of the state, a declaration punishable by death. The Senate, dominated by the tactically cautious Pompey, demanded Caesar surrender his command, return home not as a general at the zenith of his power, but as a private citizen, his legacy vulnerable to prosecution and oblivion. For weeks, Caesar's rivals in Rome had stalled and bickered, lost in the maze of what-ifs, paralyzed by fear of decision. Each day, plans to defend or negotiate with Caesar were proposed and then endlessly revised, crushed under the weight of seeking a perfect, riskless solution. Let us wait until the legions are fully prepared, some counseled. Let us find more allies. Let us draft new decrees. Another night, another draft, another meeting. Their hesitation painted a vivid picture of how perfectionism can ensnare even the mightiest, turning potential action into endless deliberation that achieves nothing but delay. But Caesar, isolated in Ravenna, saw the trap for what it was. When stakes are high, the search for perfection is just another form of procrastination, an agonized mask to delay the pain of accountability. If he waited for the ideal plan, for flawless intelligence, for guaranteed support, he'd stagnate and fade, undone by inaction rather than foes. History records the moment, surrounded by advisors, haunted by omens and indecision, Caesar paused at the Rubicon. The die is now cast, alea iacta est, he reportedly declared, shattering the paralysis that gripped not only himself, but all Rome. With a single step, he transitioned from pondering, endlessly polishing the idea of revolt, to committing. He led his legion across the river. His force was not perfect. Caesar advanced not with the entirety of his veteran armies, but with a slim segment, a bold, incomplete force, nowhere near the overwhelming power he might have assembled given months more preparation. Yet this was the essence of his triumph, to move decisively with what he had, accepting uncertainty and embracing imperfection, allowing the raw energy of action to propel him forward where deliberation would have left him mired. The shock was electric. Pompey and the Roman Senate, caught off guard by action where they expected more delay, scattered south, unprepared unprepared and leaderless. Cities fell rapidly, morale crumbled, and the myth of Senate invincibility, built so carefully over decades of political maneuvering, dissolved in days. It's tempting to remember only the outcome: Caesar's ascent, Rome's transformation, and the enduring myth of imperial power. But the true lesson lies elsewhere, in that critical moment where a leader, hemmed in by fear and the seductive allure of perfect planning, instead chose the discomfort of execution over the paralysis of perfection. Caesar's triumph was not the child of a flawless campaign. It was the victory of action over hesitation, a victory born where the habit of infinite refinement would have meant annihilation. In that moment, the real monster to be tamed was not Pompey's legions or the Senate's legal threats, but the monster of indecisive perfectionism itself, a beast that feeds on doubt and grows stronger with every delayed decision. The Rubicon crossing has echoed through centuries as a symbol not just of bold risk, but of the supremacy of decisive, imperfect action over endless, sterile scheming. For startup founders, this lesson is more vital than ever, reminding us that in the fast-paced world of innovation, waiting for the perfect moment often means missing it entirely. Perfectionism in startups, under the guise of quality control, MVP polish, or feature completeness, too often morphs into death by delay. Founders polish their landing pages until the words lose meaning, agonize over button placement while missing user needs, or wait for another funding round to scale right. Each refinement feels productive, yet it subtly erodes the urgency needed to break into the market. Just as Rome's Senate spent weeks plotting against Caesar, crafting vague plans while real threats gathered, modern startups can become trapped in a cycle. Mini iterations and roadmap debates, productivity that disguises avoidance. The longer they wait to launch, the more critical lessons about real market demand, user pain points, or technical limitations remain hidden, buried under layers of untested assumptions that could have been validated early. Consider Amazon's fledgling years. Jeff Bezos didn't wait to assemble the world's best logistics, partner ecosystem, or website design before launching. The first Amazon website was refreshingly imperfect, basic, fast, error-prone. Yet in shipping the MVP, Amazon entered the public arena, received feedback, and iterated in the wild. Success was built not by avoiding imperfection, but by forging ahead despite it, turning initial flaws into strengths through real-world adaptation. The parallel is clear. In both Caesar's Rome and the modern innovation economy, the willingness to cross the Rubicon, to launch, to ship, to stake reputation and resources on the imperfect but actionable, breaks the spell of perfectionism and exposes opportunity. Where many founders see time for just a few more fixes, the wisdom of Caesar urges, the die is cast. Just as Caesar's scant legions seized Arminium and triggered a momentum Pompey's armies could never recover, a founder's willingness to launch early can create spaces competitors haven't imagined, set feedback cycles in motion, and build resilience that perfectionism forever delays. This bias toward action becomes the true differentiator, propelling underdogs to legendary status through iterative victories rather than hypothetical ideals. Aim for success, not perfection. Perfectionism is often just procrastination in disguise, an alluring excuse to avoid the discomfort of launching, iterating, and receiving feedback. Breakthroughs come not from waiting until everything is flawless, but from disciplined, timely action. To succeed, you must cross your own Rubicon. Launch before you feel ready. Action steps for founders. 1. Set a clear launch deadline. Decide in advance when your MVP or feature will go live. Treat this date as non-negotiable. Like Caesar at the Rubicon, let the die be cast. 2. Define good enough. Establish with your team what minimum viable means. List the essentials, cut non-essential features, and stick to these boundaries, ensuring focus on what truly drives value. 3. Recognize perfectionism. Identify tasks or meetings that repeatedly resurface without meaningful progress. Challenge whether these are genuine improvements or just disguised procrastination. 4. Prioritize action over fear. When in doubt, favor launching and learning over refining and waiting. Remember, real user feedback beats hypothetical scenarios every time, providing the raw data that refines your path forward. 5. Own the outcome. Cross your Rubicon and accept imperfection as the cost of movement. The lessons, victories, and even failures that follow will always be more valuable than endless inaction. Let Caesar's crossing remind every founder, victory belongs not to the one who waits for the perfect moment, but to the one who dares to act, imperfect but unafraid. The main lesson from Caesar's Rubicon: success demands crossing into action despite imperfection. Procrastination masked as perfectionism kills more dreams than bad ideas ever could. Embrace this shift today and watch your venture transform. Let Caesar's bold step inspire you. Your next launch isn't about flawless execution. It's about the victory of moving forward, building the resilience and insights that turn underdogs into legends. Comment below with your own Rubicon moment, the time you launched imperfectly and it paid off. Like and subscribe for more ancient wisdom applied to modern founder battles.